I'm first to act with ace-8 of clubs, and I put in a raise to $600. Nick, who just sat down recently, makes the call to my left. I've played with him a bunch the day before on and after stream, so he was a lot of fun, and everyone else folds. So we're going to go heads up to a flop of queen 6 deuce 2 spades. Sitting with ace high, I think I can go either way with a check or bet, and you know I like putting money in the middle, so I bet out $500, and Nick makes the call. So not feeling great about it, don't think ace high could be really good, but when the turn is the deuce of spades, I don't have a spade in my hand, and I slow down with a check out of position. Nick now decides to fire out $1,000, and here, in hindsight, I think my call is pretty bad and quite the punt. I'm just a non-believer in real time, but if I'm really going to call with ace high, I should at least give myself a chance by having a spade in my hand to fall back on. But anyways, I'm thinking, make the call for 1,000. Maybe ace high can be good. Maybe I can bluff some rivers. Who knows? I make the call, and the river is now another deuce. Trips on the board, so full houses are very prevalent, and I think full houses are a huge part of my range, whether it be big pocket pairs or small pocket pairs. But so does Nick when I check it over to him, and he massively overbets the pot to 7,000. And facing this bet, I think I've got some pretty bad intentions starting to creep into my head. As played pre-flop, I should have all the stronger hands in my range. Theoretically, I am the only person that's supposed to be able to have pocket queens, pocket kings, and aces, which would essentially be the nuts. So this $7,000 bet screams like a queen to me, and seems like he's trying to get some value, and sitting with ace high here, this might be a suicide bluff to attempt. But I really want to pull the trigger, as Nick only has like 14 to 15,000 behind in his stack, and if I'm trying to convince him to fold what I think he has as a full house with a queen, me raising here is a hugely underbluff spot, and like I said, a little bit suicidal. So I think about this for about the 30 seconds I have to act. And fuck it. I'm going to commit his stack in the middle, and immediately Nick isn't happy and thinks that I have pocket queens, which seems a little weird in my head to say, because if he has a queen, then there's only one combo of pocket queens. So Nick starts thinking for a long time, and my heart is racing. Let's listen to his thinking process and audio.
I was hoping he was going to call, and then I was going to say good call, and let him turn over a queen, and then turn over kings. It's pretty disgusting, Rampage. I mean, I guess I just give you the money, right? I guess I'll have to sell my car to rebuy.
That's a tricky one, but yeah, probably one you should. Wow. 10 seconds. Really rare.
King, Rampage. That's a full house. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever folded a full house in my entire life.
It's just a bluff catcher at this point, though.
Unfortunately, it's my watch money, so I kind of want to think about it for 40 more seconds. I think you got it, but I'm going to think about it for another 19 seconds.
With 10 seconds left to act before Nick has to call or fold, he flashes me his cards. Oh my god. And confirms he has pocket kings. And in the moment here, what the hell do I do? Do I look? Do I not look? Not sure what the best course of action is to get him to fold, but I decide on just flashing my eyes over and look and try to be as stone cold as possible. I let the 10 seconds pass, and he folds.
Wow.
Oh, show him the bluff. Show him the bluff.
Show me
Show him the bluff.
I'll be on tilt. Oh my god.
Of course, I have to show the bluff when he asks me to, and I just have no idea what to think after he folds. This was such a sick one to get through. A little bit crazy, or a lot of it crazy. Just feels like I got away with murder here on this one, and definitely should have lost 25,000 in this hand.
They're gonna love that.
That's the bluff of the year.
Oh my.
That's the bluff of the year.
You said kings, I was just like, that's fucking full of shit.
Following those shenanigans, I pick up a real hand, pocket 8 on the button. Action folds to me, and I raise it up to $60. Small blind folds, and the big blind 3 bets, but not to a usual sizing. Clicks it up to $120 facing this min 3 bets. And here for $60 more, I'm in position, not going to do anything else but make the call with 8s here. We're going to a flop which comes Jack 6-4, 2 spades and a heart. He now bets out $110 and almost a pot-sized bet. Pretty suspicious of what he's doing here. Maybe he could have a really strong hand and want to play this hand weird pre-flop. Who knows, but with second pair and for this price, definitely going to be in here, I make the call. When the turn comes the 10 of hearts, board is super wet with 2 flush draws, plenty of draws available. He decides to size up for pot once again for around $410. Facing this decision, the real hand starts now. I don't have a spade or heart in my hand, which makes it a lot more likely that this player could contain a flush draw. A hand like king queen makes a lot of sense, and of course I could be losing to a few overpairs, but early on in this session I'm in a gambling mood. I'm playing in position as well. I decide on calling the 410. We're going to a river with the pot ballooning up. The river is the 7 of diamonds, so every single flush draw bricks out, but now 8-9 is the nuts, and conveniently, I have 2 8s in my hand. Anyways, he's out of position and bets a third time, and this time sizing up again to $1,200. And all I'm thinking in my head is, let's play some poker. I'm thinking that it's pretty hard for this player to have pocket jacks or pocket tens, as he threw bet really small, but certainly could have premiums like those overpairs that have sets, or just one pair and overpair to the board. This player has about $3,000 plus behind in his stack, and I think I can put all of those premium one pair holdings into a disgusting spot. Holding key blockers to the nuts straight, I decide to go for it. I put them all in by communicating a raise of 5 yellow chips. Upon this raise, I just put it in the middle, and I'm staring at the board as this player goes into the tank forever. At this point into the night, I've had a few drinks in me, and ultimately, I'm just trying my best to stay still, look calm, although obviously my heartbeat is racing as he's taking more and more time to think over the situation. I'm praying for a fold, and he goes over his options and says that it would be a 6 spot if I'm folding here, then lets his cards go. Thank goodness. Really nice to get a massive bluff through early on in the session. I chip up in a big way, and I guess he did have one of those really big overpairs. Wouldn't be surprised if he folded queens plus there. Just lucky I got it through. For one of the last hands of the night, I looked down at king 10 of diamonds in the cutoff. There's one player who limps, a low jack raised to $20, and I've been pretty inactive here so far, so I decided to 3-bet to $65. For $65 to get the limper and low jack to call, so we're playing 3 ways in position. The flop comes jack 7-6 rainbow. 1 heart and action checks to me. Here I've totally whiffed. We're playing multi-way. Don't really want to bluff with a whole lot of nothing in my hand. I check this one back. When the turn is the ace of diamonds, that's pretty cool. And once again, action checks to me. Look, I have king high. I guess the ace could hit me a lot more than other players, and let's go for it. I decided to fire out $150 into the middle, and when the limper makes the call, certainly didn't expect that. Maybe he could have a weak ace, he could have a jack. Not really sure what people are limping with nowadays, but when the low jack player folds, we're going heads up to a river. The river comes a 6. Board is paired, I'm sitting with king high, and this player checks it over me for a 3rd time. Thinking whether I should give up or apply max pressure. You know which way I lean towards if you watch this channel enough. I go for max pressure and bet out $700. For $700, oh man, this player goes deep into the tank, and I need a fold. Like, please, guy. Need you to fold, because if you call, I lose, and I'll turn my positive session into a negative one after all this time of playing. And for $700, he ultimately folds. Thank goodness, because this one was like a do or die situation. If he called, then I'm losing this session for the night, and this one hand would have been a huge punt, but he didn't call, so that's all that mattered. I win this one, get the chips pushed my way, and it's a nice way to end the night.